Welcome to CandorEnthusiasm.com. The 22nd of February 2020, where we bring you news that we are candor and enthusiastic about. Okay, now, of course, there's negative things in the news too, so you really can't be too enthusiastic about that, but there is a solution. And first, I'd like to talk about the candor virus. They say that there's no cure for that, but there's a couple alternative sites that says otherwise. And let me talk a little bit about that. In South Korea, the South Korean government has been using ozone therapy, injection of oxygen into patients that have the coronavirus. Now, before you go off and have any kind of ozone therapy, you should be careful. You should only have it done once. Why? Because I knew somebody who gave ozone therapy. The people sit in a box. Her name was Caroline, and she had a clinic in Cyprus. But then she discovered as time went on that although her patients got well, they all died about a year later of other causes, not from the cause that they originally had. For example, if they had cancer or arthritis, they got over that problem, but they died because, like I said, too much oxygen. Just like if you give oxygen to a newborn baby, too high of a concentration, it would actually blind them. So this should be kept in mind. Um, let's see. There's also been reports where uh, injections of vitamin C can stop the virus. We know the work done by Linus Pauling, winner of the Nobel Prize many years ago. He pioneered health treatment with large doses of vitamin C. Now, what I also like to mention is that seems like the people that have died, not got sick, but actually died of the virus, has been Asians. There's been one couple that died from the uh, Diamond or the Diamond Princess cruise ship. And who was this couple? They were an elderly couple, and they were Japanese, and they were probably weren't in too good of a health to begin with. So whether it's dangerous for the other races of the world, only time will tell. Maybe most would just be a coming down with the flu. But talking about that, let's put this in perspective. At the time of this writing, there's about 2,900 people they say died. And of course, if that's the official figure, it's probably lower than what it really is. But let's put this in perspective. A newspaper article today where they talked about cracking down on wood burners because of the pollution, they made a comment that air pollution estimated to cause 40,000 early deaths a year in the UK. That's 40,000. That's just from a small country like England. So, what about all the other diseases? The thing of it is when you compare just this 40,000 figure to the people that have died by the coronavirus, it's nothing. So, in other words, any given year, you have people dying of the flu. In the United States, last year, the death toll from the flu was estimated to be 57,000. Now, can you imagine that was all written off as coronavirus? See how excited the people would be, how worried they would be. However, life still goes on with people that died from the flu. So is this just another scared tactic? I don't know. But here's something that's interesting and that should be considered is uh, a video where a guy was driving around on a little scooter, and I think it's Woon or whatever the name of that city is in China, and it was recorded of 13 dead bodies he saw in a 3 block area. And he videotaped this, and you could see bodies lying next to the entrance of a shop that's closed or underneath the shop window. They were all wrapped up in some sort of plastic or body bag. They did not have just a simple blanket over them. They didn't have just a coat over their face to give the person dignity and death, but they were deliberately wrapped up and laid next to the wall. Now you figure, whoever done that, if this was a real um, a death by um, the coronavirus, and people from the hospitals were going around doing this, or the policemen or whomever, well, if they did that, then they would have naturally picked up the body at the same time. I mean, why wrap them up and have them neatly laid on their back against the wall of the building? Um, Now, if it was somebody just dying on the street, they'd be just there. And if it was really an outbreak, you'd see dead bodies before they were picked up. But obviously, some department of the government came around and wrapped up the body. So if they wrapped them up, they would have also come around in a pickup truck or some sort of a vehicle to take the body away. But no, they were just lying there. So it makes me suspicious, very suspicious. And another interesting thing to consider is that there's also elderly, look like an English woman who's being treated in hospital in Japan. She looks white, and maybe she really is sick, but it looks like she's also old. And like I said, anytime you're on a cruise ship, you're going to have a lot of old people, people on different stages of health, and then also they overeat, the volume of food and the mixture of food, and then the alcohol that they have. That's why every cruise ship have doctors and nurses on it to take care of the sick, because it's very common for people to get very ill on a ship, and they're normally those that are not in good health to begin with, and they're elderly. And probably on any given ship, any tour, any given year, there are a few people that die either aboard ship or not long after they leave, only because they tax their weakened immune system with all this heavy, rich food and alcohol. So keep that into consideration. However, who knows where this is going to end? Only God knows, and time will tell. So that's all I want to say for now. Stay tuned. Come back to this website, Candor. That's Candour, enthusiasm.com, for more breaking news on the virus and other topics of health that you should be aware of. So take care, and God bless you all.